Dear friends, today I am going to share with you as to how God provides miraculously for those who are faithful to Him and place their trust in Him. I would like to share a real experience of miraculous provision with you. Pastor Arthur Macario, working in a remote mission of Africa, had very limited insurance on his daughter. 2 years ago, she started to have some health issues that are still left unsolved. Nothing life threatening. He carried her to several doctors, including specialists. The bills were mounting up, and he did not have the extra money to pay for them. The hospital office automatically sends his daughter's bills to collections, which upset him badly. He prayed to the Lord and cried out for help. The very next day, he received a personal bill from the doctor's office with paid in full written in his own handwriting. The pastor immediately called the office, and the lady in the billing department said it was correct. She said, the funny thing about it is that the doctor treated his daughter as never done it before. He came in that morning, told her to pull out her bill. He told her he was awakened in the night and was told to do this in his dream. The pastor cried bitterly for the divine providence and told the woman it was God answering his prayers. She said, yes, it was due to your prayers, and she asked me to pray for the doctor because he was not a believer. Dear friends, let me say it again. God always takes care of His people who place their unconditional trust in Him. When you put your faith in Christ, God commissions Himself to protect, provide, and care for you. Philippians chapter 4, verse 19. God always provides for His children, though often it is not in the way we expect or hope. The challenge is for us to see His provision and care even when it is different than we expect. Because God is God. His ways are higher than our ways. Isaiah chapter 55, verse 9. Famous theologian John Piper says, God is always doing 10,000 things in your life, but you may be aware of 3 of them. Over and over again, Jesus' disciples missed what He was doing right in front of them. They missed the point of the miracles. They missed the lesson from the miracles He wrought before them. This should give us hope for our own lack of clarity today. I would like to share 4 important encouragements about how God provides and cares for us. Firstly, God may provide differently than we expect. The Israelites escaped captivity in Egypt only to face the challenges of the desert. One of the biggest challenges for such a large group of nomads was enough food to eat. Over and over again, God provided supernaturally for His people. Exodus chapter 16, verse 15. If God could provide for many thousands of Israelites in the middle of a desert, He can surely provide for you and for your family's needs too. We have to trust Him and do our best. But even with God's supernatural provision, the Israelites still complained and grumbled in the desert. They longed for the food they left behind in Egypt. Numbers chapter 11 verse 4. God was literally providing bread from heaven, enough for each day, but they wanted His provision in a different way. They wanted it their own way. This lesson has spoken to me over the years. Ask God to provide for you in whatever way He deems fit. Don't grumble against God's supernatural and unexpected ways. Secondly, God provides more of Himself. Our greatest need for more of God, and this is something He gladly gives us. Which one of you, if his son asks him for bread, will give him a stone? Or if he asks for a fish, will give him a serpent? If you then, who are evil, know how to give good gifts to your children, how much more will your Father who is in heaven give good things to those who ask Him? Matthew chapter 7 verses 9 to 11. Delight yourself in the Lord, and He will give you the desires of your heart. Psalm 37 verse 4. Thirdly, God's ultimate provision has already been given in the gospel. We ask God for many things, but the greatest thing we could ever receive from Him has already been given. When we trust in Christ, we have decisively secured for us every ultimately good thing from Him. It's just a matter of time. James chapter 1 verse 17 reminds us, every good gift and every perfect gift is from above, coming down from the Father, the ultimate good He provides us, through whom much of the other good things come to us, is Jesus. Jesus is the ultimate treasure. Lastly, my dear friends, God provides finally in eternity. God does not always provide and care for us in ways we might expect in this life. The Bible does not promise this. Peter, James, John, and Paul gave their very lives for the gospel. They viewed the gospel as a treasure, not to be lost at any cost. They suffered gladly because they had something in the gospel that had far more worth. The life is fleeting. This life is fragile. This life is but a vapor's breath. The next life, the age to come, is where all God's provision and care for us will ultimately make sense and come together as a whole. We may not receive healing in this life, my dear friends, but we will receive perfect healing in eternity. We may not see answers to our greatest prayers in this life, but we will receive them fully in eternity. Some days, God's provision and care may seem distant, but it will be ever present in eternity. We long for our world to stop raging and be at peace, but ultimate peace will only come in eternity. Our hearts ache under the pressures of this life, but it is only because we were made for another world. We are sojourners and aliens on this earth. Miraculous Provision reminds us that God supplies every need when we step out in faith. Trust Him to provide in unexpected ways. Today, God still honors and rewards people who live by faith. Don't give it to discouragement or threats. Be strong in the Lord. He is ready to meet your needs, even in miraculous ways. There may be challenges, problems, injustice, favoritism, prejudice, race for power, lack of food. But finally, it is the Lord who provides for our needs in the right moment and at the opportune time. Dear friends, for our reflection, we can ask the questions: where do you need to trust God's provision in your life? Have you had the experience of God's miraculous provision in your life? Did you place your trust in Him even if you may see no hope and solution to the problem you face at the moment? Friends, please like the videos, share it with your family and friends, and subscribe to it. God bless you.